Hello and welcome to the Goddamn Tennis Podcast.
Whoa.
My name's Nick. That's my name.
Yeah, I'm Brandon.
Just not in the mood today, Brandon.
Not in the mood for a podcast?
Not in the mood for you and your shit.
Oh. Well, I hope.
Why don't you do the intro here? Tell them what this podcast is.
Hey, if I'm going to tell the folks at home what the podcast is. If you've never listened before, I got a list here. Nick doesn't know what's on the list. He's going to try to guess what's on the list. Let's get started with the list.
No, hang on. Nick and the loyal listeners are going to guess together.
Yeah, as a team.
You're always trying to downplay and belittle the listeners, especially off air.
That's not true.
I'm trying to let you know that they are on this journey with me to guess whatever bullshit list you have.
Sorry, everybody. You're on the journey with a known liar and rascal. The list this week, the top 10 Google trending people in the year 2018.
Oh, no.
These are the most searched for people, the highest trending people on Google searches last year.
Worldwide?
No, I'm glad you asked. This is
Italy?
Specific to the United States.
Specific to the Ukraine?
To the United States of America.
What do you think the Ukraine, what's their number one search?
How to get out of Ukraine?
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Ukraine other than Russia wants to get it.
Well, I hope you know that the leader of the Ukraine government, whatever he's called, is a listener of the show.
King Johan Ukrainian.
You might get tortured and killed now.
I think Russia is attempting to annex or has annexed Ukraine.
Ukraine's going to become part of Russia?
Yeah, I guess they want that. I don't know. What are their resources?
I think the number one resource and industry in Ukraine is those hats made out of animals.
Like a big furry Russian hat?
Like the hat George wears on that episode of Seinfeld that he loves.
Yeah.
I think that's what Ukraine is most known for.
It's still full of trappers.
Well, what does it say about me that when we talked about Ukraine, 4 out of my first 5 references were all something with Seinfeld? I thought about when they're on the subway playing Risk.
It means you have brain damage.
Seinfelditis. All right, so the top 10 most Googled people in the United States in the year 2018.
So you got to think these people must have been in the news, some reason. People were looking them up. These are the most looked up Googled people of last year. So some of them are super famous. That search might have been in conjunction with like Nick Atlanta Airport hot dog, right? Nick would show up at the top in that top 10.
Interesting.
It was specifically associated with the disgusting hot dog he ate over a trash can in Atlanta and continues to lie about.
That story is not true. Brandon not only ate that hot dog over the crowded Atlanta airport with breath and hot air from people all around him, Brandon scarfed it down like he was a raccoon at a dumpster. And he was moaning and groaning the whole time. And when I looked at him, he turned away like a squirrel hiding a nut from another squirrel.
All of that is 100% true if you completely switch the roles.
The hashtag you want to use there is hotdogbrandon to spread the truth on that. But Brandon, should I guess people that are probably not on the list?
Before you guess people that are not on the list, let me give you some very broad hints about what you have to look forward to in this list.
Okay.
On this list is somebody who dated Fez from that 70s show. On this list is someone who acted in the show Suits.
You just mean at one point they were in at least one episode of Suits.
Yeah, these are tidbits. These aren't good clues. These are just tidbits. Let's see. Someone on this list once got real fat. It's not Bruce Valanche. Let's see. And someone on this list licked some donuts.
Trump?
Licking donuts.
Now, are we using donuts in a literal sense?
Yes. Okay, so who's not on... Who wasn't searched for?
Brandon. Brandon.
I'm not on here. Nope.
How about Screech from Saved by the Bell?
Dustin Diamond?
Yeah.
He had a sex tape.
Yeah.
But it was just him masturbating. Did you know that?
Well, I knew he had a sex tape. I didn't know it was just him.
I think it was just him masturbating in the bathtub.
Did he know he was being filmed?
Yeah, he lit candles and stuff.
Well, Brandon, tell the listeners at home, the last time you were masturbating on film with candles lit, what were you masturbating to, and was it...
Screech's video.
It's like an infinite loop of people masturbating in bathtubs.
Or just like a mirror staring into another mirror. Somebody watched him.
It was Zach.
Yeah. It was some of those other nerds, those miscellaneous nerds and dorks.
Are you talking about the listeners of the show?
No, from Saved by the Bell. They always dressed like cartoonish nerds and dorks. No, he's not on the list.
I'm going to guess that the main actor in The Jeffersons was not on the list.
George Jefferson?
Yeah.
You mean the guy who played him? No, he's not on this list.
I'm going to guess that Ben Savage and Fred Savage are not on the list.
There are no Savages on this list.
Which Savage brother would you rather fight? Like, give you the best chance of winning in a fight?
I don't know. I got to look them up. See what they look like now.
Ben Savage played Corey Matthews in Boy Meets World.
Right.
Fred Savage played whatever the hell that kid's name was in The Wonder Years.
He's a director now.
I got to tell you, I think Ben Savage, the younger brother, not only is he younger and perhaps weaker, but he also seems more sensitive and thus easier to lull into a false sense of security before you throat punch him.
They both look like they look
a lot alike.
They look young and in shape still. But I gotta imagine that Fred has been around the block a little more just because he's older, and he directs episodes of It's Always Sunny, so I know he's hung out with some tough boys.
Right.
I would attack Ben Savage and I'd go for his balls.
Now, do you mean that in a sexual way?
No, in an attacking way.
Well, attacking one's balls can also be construed to mean that you...
It won't be loving.
Okay. I'm going to guess that...
Are you just ready to guess the list?
Yeah, let's guess the list.
All right, take a guess. Who do you think was one of the most searched people last year?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is not on this list.
He's not in the top 10 most Googled people.
I mean, these are trending. These are top trending. So in most cases, this is someone who their popularity, their Google popularity, their Google searches greatly spiked. And these are the top spike people.
Okay, so it's not like a continual year of data of most searches. It's like, who had the highest peaks?
Yes.
I still would have thought Trump would be on there.
Donald Trump is not on here, and that is surprising. President Rump.
Okay, I'm going to guess Kim Kardashian.
You're warm. Kim Kardashian is not on this list, but you're very warm.
Khloe Kardashian?
Khloe Kardashian is number...
She has more than Kim?
Yes.
Isn't Kim the star?
Yes, but you're forgetting this is... If she didn't have a huge peak in her Google searches...
She had a huge what?
Huge old peak. If she didn't have a big pair of big old peaks in 2018 of Google searches, then she's not going to be on here. But Khloe Kardashian did.
Is Khloe the one that looks like Shrek?
Yes.
You knew.
Yes, so what I have here for this list is...
What's the other one? The one that everyone likes?
Courtney?
Yeah, Courtney.
For each one of these, people are going to get a little little closer look at my brain this week for sure.
Your butt?
Because I didn't know a lot of these folks. So for every person on here, I have two sets of notes. I have the first notes are what I knew off the top of my head about these people. In some cases, I knew they were. In some cases, only vaguely. Also took a guess at why this person trended on Google. Okay. I'm going to guess. I'll reveal my guess about why they trended. And you can also guess. And the folks at home, you can also guess why this person trended. And then I'll give you that as well. So Khloe Kardashian. Off the top of my head, what I know about Khloe Kardashian is, like you said, she's the most physically imposing Kardashian. She was married to basketball player Lamar Odom.
Okay.
But not anymore. He overdosed in a Las Vegas brothel.
Did he die?
No. He's still very much alive. I don't know what she does for a job. I mean, I know she's famous. I know she has a show.
I think that's it.
Yeah. And then my guess about why she was trending, I guessed either she had a baby or got divorced.
All right.
So now I'll tell you the facts about Khloe Kardashian, which are actually shorter than my guesses. She's 34 years old. She is described in Wikipedia as a TV personality, and personality I would say is being generous. A socialite, which I don't know why that is notable.
A socialite?
Socialite.
What's that?
Socialite is someone who's like, goes out and socializes in like important social circles.
Oh, the anti-Brandon. Okay.
Yeah,
They could have just said anti-Brandon. I would have got it.
She's a businesswoman. It just says businesswoman.
In quotes, right?
Businesswoman and entrepreneur. And I'm still not sure what either of those are referring to. Unless it means, did she hawk that video of her sister having sex?
That's her entrepreneurial spirit coming into play.
Before I ask you to guess on why she was trending, what do you know about Khloe Kardashian?
What do I know that you haven't already said?
Yeah, probably nothing, right?
Probably nothing,
Because we're real men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why do you want to take a guess? Why was she trending in 2018?
Baby.
You're right. She had a baby, which in parentheses, I put boring.
Isn't it funny that this celebrity who really has done nothing other than be in a TV show,
her sister blew/banged the less successful brother of an artist who is no longer popular. That's why she is famous.
And the fact that she's having a baby got more Google searches than
Donald Trump.
anything Donald Trump, any of the things happening in American politics is pretty telling.
Anyway, let's move on from her. There's nothing, she's not that interesting. Number 5, Khloe Kardashian. She had a baby, something, I don't know, 100 million people did last year.
So what number was she?
She was number 5.
Wow.
Now you know what we're dealing with.
How about LeBron James?
LeBron James is not on here. There is someone from the sports world on here.
Tim Allen.
No. Are you going to start needing clues already?
How about Martin Short? Martin Lawrence?
No Martins.
Steve Martin?
No Martins.
Adam Sandler?
No.
I'm giving you my best guesses here.
These are really your best guesses?
These are the best in the world. I know that the listeners at home are yelling out answers just like these.
Okay, think about...
No, hang on. I'm still voting. Stop. Fat Joe, that rapper.
No, but you're not too far away with that guess. If you went down a rapper hole...
Scottie Pippen.
No, are you going down a rapper hole? Because Scottie Pippen's not a rapper. And that's a stupid guess.
Would you call it a rapper hole? Rabbit hole?
Yeah, if you go down a rapper hole, you'll probably guess some of these.
God, how terrifying would it be to go down a rabbit hole?
Chasing like Ja Rule down a little hole instead of the White Rabbit.
Eminem had a new album, right?
Eminem is on the list. He's number 6. Here's what I know off the top. I actually know a lot off the top of my head about Eminem because...
No, wait. Are we talking about the yellow Eminem or the red one?
We're talking about the white one.
Oh.
The white Eminem, the white man.
Pretzel.
Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady. I'm familiar with Eminem because...
Oh, you are? Okay.
Because he's from my era. I think the Slim Shady EP came out in like 99 or 2000. Yeah, I know a lot about Eminem. My note says, pretty familiar with Eminem. I don't listen to him regularly, but I think he's a great artist. And I didn't put a lot of notes in here because most people are fairly familiar with Eminem. My guess why he was trending was that he had a new song or album. So he's 46 now. I didn't realize that. He told Rolling Stone
How old would you have guessed he was before?
45.
Okay.
In 2002, Eminem told Rolling Stone, I would rather have a baby through my penis than get married again. Then he got married again 4 years later. For the last 12 years, he has owed us one penis baby.
Well, first of all, he's a listener of the show, so we can... Eminem, why don't you send us some feedback on what we're about to talk about. If one was pregnant with a penis baby...
Yes.
Where... Okay, so the baby comes out of the penis, but the baby's not...
Where does it gestate?
Yeah, it's probably not in the penis, right?
In your bladder.
It's not in the ball sack. Well, I think it should be in the ball sack because that's where the semen is produced.
Yeah.
That's where chocolate's produced.
Huh? Wait, what?
And that's where the baby should be produced. So that a pregnant man would walk around with 3 items in his scrotum. 2 testicles and 1 human baby. Do you think the baby would drag?
Women really talk about, their stomach not looking normal again after being pregnant, but your sack would look like somebody opened a parachute.
Well, you know why it's the sack. Not because it'd be funny, but because people always joke that that's where all the blood in a man's body goes, straight to the winky.
But to be healthy for the baby.
Yeah, so that baby's going to be healthy. Now, so the baby during childbirth, he will travel up through the scrotum and then what? Through the urethra? No, it'd have to be the same place, whatever that tube is that the semen comes out of.
I think it would be less painful for him to kick a hole in your sack.
That's not scientific, Brandon. Come on. He travels through that tube all the way to the tip of...
What do you mean he travels? Is he crawling? Like army crawling?
Well, you know, he's pushed out the same way a woman pushes from her...
From her what?
Womb?
You don't know. And we need to move on.
No, wait. We're finishing this scene here.
Mm-hmm.
Baby travels through, and I don't mean he's getting a suitcase ready and he's walking down the corridor of your... But he's being pushed through with fluids and muscles to the tip of your penis. Your penis is forced open.
Yep.
So are you like standing in front of a urinal during this? Or are you...
You're sedated to the point where you're in a coma.
No.
You stay sedated for 18 years.
No. Nope. You stand up like you're going to take a leak. You let your winky hang down, point to the ground, and then the baby comes on out. And you have to be standing so that the penis is facing down, so the gravity works in your favor. Penis opens, and there's blood. There's a lot of blood. A lot of discomfort, a lot of pain, but it's the miracle of childbirth. Baby plops down to the floor, and you know, it's not just the baby, it's also the umbilical cord is coming out too, and the afterbirth. It's all coming out of your penis, okay?
Uh-huh.
Baby's got to pick it up, they cut the umbilical cord, and then they yank the umbilical cord out like a garden hose out of your penis.
Okay, I'm going to get sick. So at the height of Eminem's addiction...
Hang on, you didn't like that conversation?
No, I have to move. I've been cringing the whole time and holding myself.
You know, people look to me for this sort of scientific insight. This is what it would be like if men had babies, okay? It's a beautiful thing, childbirth. It's a miracle.
I thought we would have ass babies. That'd be a lot easier.
Well, we'll talk about that next. Go ahead.
So at the height of his addiction, he weighed 230 pounds. Did you know that? You ever seen a picture of fat Eminem?
Nope, but it's
I'm looking him
being
up.
Typed into my Google machine right now.
Fat Eminem.
Ooh.
Yeah, he got a little chunky.
Not that bad, though.
No, but I have a feeling he carried a lot of weight in his butt. Oh, here's a newspaper headline from when he was chubby. And some newspaper put Eminem starting to look like an M&M.
Wow, who thought of that? When was he chubby? This year?
No, this was a while back because he has been sober for 10 years. This was at least 10 years ago. Elton John mentored him through getting clean, and in April of 2018, Eminem said he's been sober for 10 years. And the reason he was trending last year is you were right, I was right. We were both right. He had a new album out in August titled Kamikaze.
I think that was his first new album in a while.
Yes. Okay, so you've now got two.
Hang on, you didn't want to talk about ass babies? All right.
Nope.
So, how about Wyatt Earp?
No, he didn't have an album last year.
What was the other guy's name? Something Holiday.
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday.
Nope.
These guys aren't on there, really?
Mm-mm.
How about Susan B. Anthony?
No, give me some real guesses.
All right. Putin.
No, Vladimir Putin is not on here. I think all of these people have at least one big news event.
There was a lot of big news events with Putin, sir.
Yeah, but each one of these has one that's very specific to just them.
What's like the biggest movie of last year?
Movies isn't going to help you.
Okay, sports.
There's only one sport represented on
now,
here.
Is the search for the sports person because something sports related or because of some scandal or something?
Because of a scandal.
I'm not going to guess it.
I didn't think you were. I'm going to get you as close as I can, and then I'm just going to tell you, because I thought you'd never get this one. This is a coach for a college football team.
I'm not going to know it. Just tell me.
Number 7 on the list is Coach Urban Meyer. Have you ever heard of the name Urban Meyer?
Is he related to Keith Urban?
No. An Urban Meyer is a hot dog eaten in the city.
Wait, what?
Oscar Mayer. Okay. This is one of the only ones on here that I knew immediately. And I love that you had no clue. Former Florida and Ohio State coach. He retired this year, or last year, due to health reasons. But my guess of why he was trending, I wrote, it's not a guess. I knew for a fact that he was suspended for 3 games for not doing anything about and concealing domestic abuse allegations against one of his coaches.
Like assistant coaches?
Yeah, I think it was an offensive coordinator. There's allegations that he had abused his wife, and Urban Meyer did not uphold the values of Ohio State University, which probably means that there was like text messages that got him busted. So he retired, I think, before he was pushed out. He's 54 years young. So now you got 3.
Thanks for depressing us.
The rest, I think you have heard of all the rest. Well, we're moving on quickly. I looked up Urban Meyer. There's not very much interesting about him, but he is on this list.
You said he played sportsball? He was a sportsball coach?
Yeah.
For the Claremore Wildcats?
He was retired from Ohio State University, from the Ohio State University. Do you know what the mascot for Ohio State University is?
Buckeyes.
Really? You knew that?
See? I'm actually a sports genius. Don't you remember that I had the top 10 most valuable sports franchises?
What is a Buckeye?
Isn't that Popeye when he eats the spinach? No? What is it?
It's a nut of some kind, I think.
So why name your mascot that?
Because they're nuts!
Is that...
No, I don't know. No. So let's guess another one on the list.
By the way, episode 17 was most valuable sports franchises. And another guess, I'm going to give you Beyoncé, because people are always talking about Beyoncé.
She's not on this list, but if you decide to talk about female pop stars...
It's Lady Gaga.
Or divas, you're going to find there are 3 on this list. Lady Gaga not on the list.
Hang on, let's go back to Beyoncé for a minute.
Yep.
Where do you, Brandon, sidekick host of the Tennis Podcast...
sidekick?
Where do you stand on Beyoncé being part of the Illuminati?
What do you mean? She's not a part of the Illuminati.
Brandon, there's concrete evidence out there on the internet.
Are you talking about her throwing up the triangle symbol with her hands?
Have you not heard this theory? This is like a widely...
That's the Rockefeller diamond.
Listen to me. People on the internet are certain that Beyoncé is a leading member of the Illuminati.
Okay.
What are you looking up?
Well, I Googled it, and there is a 3-minute YouTube video I could watch, or I could look at an article from the AV Club. Beyonce's Illuminati worshipping Coachella performance decoded.
Please tell me that's written in satire.
No, it's not. I don't think she's part of the Illuminati.
When the world ends and Beyonce is our new leader.
But I am going to watch this stuff later. I'll let you know what I think.
Okay, how about, is there any political figures on here?
Yes, but so hold on, I already told you if you're guessing lady pop stars.
Lady pop stars.
Lady pop stars.
Who had something big happen? You said no to Lady Gaga.
Yep.
Taylor Swift?
No.
Oh, Janet Jackson, didn't she have something come out?
No.
She had something come out.
She's not on here.
Come on. Don't disrespect.
No disrespect meant, but Janet Jackson was not one of the top searched people, top trending people.
I don't know, Nicki Minaj?
See, that's why this is going to be fun, because we don't know these people. Nicki Minaj is not on here, but someone on this list threw her shoes at Nicki Minaj and tried to fight her.
Is it someone I know?
I don't know. I barely know who some of these are.
Are some of these people, like, pretty new to...
New as in, like, the last 10 years.
Kesha?
No.
You know, Jerry Seinfeld wouldn't hug her.
All right. Should I concentrate on one specific one?
Yeah.
Well, the one
but don't tell me yet.
So the lady pop star, and I also said rapper.
Madonna.
I also said rappers earlier.
Cardi B?
Yes.
Who is that?
Cardi B.
I always hear that name, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah. I am in the process of finding out myself. So Cardi B is number 10 on the list.
Cardi B.
Yeah, and here's my notes. Here's Brandon's bullets. What I know off the top of my head about Cardi B.
Is she the one that threw the shoe?
Yeah. I didn't know that off the top of my head, though. So I knew she used to be a stripper, and now she's a rapper. I know she has lots of tattoos and a bouncy butt.
Whoa.
She's got a bouncy butt.
You knew this already?
Yeah. And
from your research?
Yeah. And my guess about why she was trending was that she won some kind of award. And now I'll tell you some facts about Cardi B. She's only 26 years old.
You could be her father.
Her real name is Belcalis Marlinus Almanzar.
What nationality is she?
A whole bunch of stuff. She's a rapper, songwriter, TV personality. She first gained internet celebrity through her Vine. Then she was on the VH1 reality series Love and Hip Hop New York. She is an aggressive rapper in the style of Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown, who are not on this list. She threw her shoes at Nicki Minaj and tried to fight her. And would you like to guess the reason she was trending in 2018?
Was it not the last thing you just said?
No.
Why does she hate Nicki Minaj?
I don't know.
Because just everyone hates Nicki Minaj?
It was a butt fight.
Butt fight. So it's not probably just like an album or something simple like that, right? Oh, she called out Trump.
That just happened the other day. That's in 2019. Now,
I saw that on a Google search.
The reason is an album. She released her album Invasion of Privacy. So that's Cardi B. We both learned.
And where does Invasion of Privacy rank among your favorite albums? Is it above or below Metallica's Black Album?
I have a very hard time getting through some Cardi B songs. Here, look, everybody out there. I know it sounds like I have no idea what's going on in modern music, and that will become more and more clear as this episode goes on, but I am something of a music snob. So I know music, but I don't listen to pop hits on the radio. At least two of the artists on here sound and almost look exactly alike to me. And I'm sure younger listeners will be like, F you, bozo. But it's just pop crap, and I can't keep up with it. And in a few years, people will move on to someone else anyway.
Now, when you just said some of our younger listeners, did you mean to say some of our young whippersnappers that are listening?
I meant everybody younger than 36 years old.
Which is younger than you.
I'm 37. So yeah, Cardi B is number 10.
If you say so.
There's more lady pop stars on here. If you want to keep guessing those.
Let's stay on the lady pop stars for
Okay.
a Shania Twain.
No.
What's that other? Shakira.
With the hips?
Yeah, They don't lie.
Shakira is not on the list, but I do. It reminded me of something. A long time ago, several jobs ago, I had a supervisor who was kind of a creepy guy. And I didn't know this when I first started, but as I worked there, I found out from other people that I worked with that he was sort of known for being a little bit creepy and skeevy. And I should just keep that in mind.
Hell of an ass, though, right?
No ass. And so one day he was not there. He was somewhere else, and he asked me to check something on his computer, and that also involved putting a disk in that contained image files. Well, there was already a disc in his computer of the last CD that he had been jamming to, and it was a Shakira album.
Oh, no.
I did what anyone else would do. I broke the CD into two sharp halves, and when he came back to the office, I killed him.
Did you do it whilst shaking your hips?
And singing, ah! With a lot of vibrato in my voice.
Yeah.
So no, Shakira is not one of the lady pop stars on here.
How does that supervisor compare to your current supervisor, which is me?
That's not true, and you're both creepy.
Okay, I don't know.
Does your wife listen to modern pop hits in the radio in the car? Mine does, and so I just wondered if yours also does.
She listens to some modern artists, but I don't think she listens to the radio.
Oh, she may be better at guessing these, because I think you and I both listen to, we're not consuming what is recently released. We are digging through the past at times.
Yes.
And not far past, but we're digging through for stuff that's more up our alley.
We're digging through the past for music, just like Brandon digs through the trash for hot dogs. So why don't you give me some clues on another pop diva?
All right, let me give you some clues here.
Britney Spears.
No, these are all young.
I don't
Spears
know.
is older than me now.
That's not true.
When I was a freshman in college, Britney Spears was 16 years old, and now I'm 37, and she's 45.
She's not 45.
She skipped some years.
We're getting to the bottom of this.
Britney's not on here. You need to think about younger and more currently popular.
She's 37.
Right, younger and more currently popular pop star divas.
Who are the people on like those millions of shows on TV like The Voice?
They're not on there. The two I'm thinking of are too popular to even be on those.
Okay. Let me think here. Katy Perry?
No. The one I'm thinking of dated two famous people. Do you want to know who the two famous people were?
Every one of these people dated famous people, Brandon.
Do you want to know who the two famous people were?
Yes.
Mac Miller and Pete Davidson.
I don't know who either of those are.
Mac Miller was that rapper. He OD'd last year. It's actually really sad. But
I'm just going to let everyone know real quick that everything Brandon said a minute ago about how we're not hip on modern music is true, but that intensifies like 100% when it comes to rap and hip hop because I know nothing.
Well, I actually know a little bit because Mac Miller's album Swimming came out last year, and it was one of my favorite albums of 2018. So Mac Miller and then Pete Davidson is on Saturday Night Live.
Doesn't help me. I don't know. Tell me a name of a single.
Thank You Next.
Ariana Grande?
Yes. Ariana Grande, who, despite her name, is petite. She's number 8 on this list. You liked that, didn't you? You like fucking stupid ass jokes.
Did you see that that video of Bill Clinton watching Ariana Grande?
Everybody was watching her.
What number is she? 7?
She's number 8. Here's what I knew off the top of my head about the young Ariana Grande. I said that she used to be on a Disney show. And now
What show?
Well, these are off. This doesn't have to be correct. This is off the top of my head. I'll get there. I said she used to be on a Disney show, but now she's a pop star. She looks 12. She dated Mac Miller and Pete Davidson. I knew those things. My next note says, I don't know why I know those things, but I liked Mac Miller's album Swimming. And then my guess about why she's trending is that she broke up with Pete Davidson. Now, here's the facts. Fast facts. Ariana Grande, not Grande.
It's Ariana.
Ariana Grande, she's not Grande. She's little. She's very small. She's 25 years old, but she looks 12.
Well, don't tell that to a lot of grown men who are watching her.
They're bad. She began her career in a Broadway musical, and then she starred on some Nickelodeon shows. So I was wrong about Disney. They were Nickelodeon shows. She has a good voice. She's very well respected for her voice and her range. She licked some donuts that she didn't pay for.
Why?
She licked these donuts and licked the sugary frosting off them and said that she hates Americans. I think she was getting at Americans like fat, gross food, completely ignoring all the other countries around the world that also make pastries and consume them. But
wait, so she went into a bakery or whatever.
She licked on the donuts.
But just to prove a point?
I don't know. Well, the next note says she's got PTSD after the 2017 Manchester Arena bombing. Do you remember that?
Yeah, was she there?
It was her concert. She was not involved in a fiery explosion, but some people were, and
maybe they put her back together.
I think she was upset, felt somewhat responsible, so she feels sad about that, and maybe that's why she needed to lick a donut.
Now, again, we're talking a literal donut, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you know any facts about Ariana Grande that I have not covered?
She had a song that was in the Trolls movie.
Uh-huh. I saw that. I don't remember the song.
My 4-year-old daughter sings that song all the time, and also sings the No Tears Left to Cry song. That's it.
So do you want to take a guess about why she was trending? Or do you have a guess?
The Manchester thing was 2017.
Yeah.
Right? Because she broke up with that guy.
You're right. I was right. I don't know why I know that.
What's his name?
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. Let me look this guy up.
I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore, so all I know about Pete Davidson is he's got
That guy.
He has tattoos and he's skinny, and his dad died in 9/11, that terrible tragedy.
9/11/2001, right?
Yeah, that's the tragedy.
Inside the Mysterious Life of Pete Davidson
is it that mysterious?
Top search result.
I don't care to get into it. But so yeah, that's number 8, Ariana Grande. So you've got number 9 left.
I got a lot more number 9.
And numbers 1 through 4. So do you want to try to guess the other female pop star?
Yeah, we might as well. We're here. Is this someone I'm going to know?
This is someone who, to me, is interchangeable with Ariana Grande. Ariana. Or to me, in my head, before I did this research, they were like identical and interchangeable.
Queen Latifah.
No. Hey, let me tell you something. We might have to cut this out. I don't know. But do you think it's interesting at all if I say Queen Latifah, Queef Latina? Are you there?
I don't understand. Did you just have a stroke?
Queen Latifah, Queef Latina.
Queef Latina? But what is that?
If you just switch the N and the F sounds in Queen Latifah, it says Queef Latina.
Which would translate to...
Do you not know what a queef is?
No, I know, but I want you to say it to understand how absurd it is. Because...
I won't. I refuse. It's just a funny sounding word.
Well...
It means nothing. Cut that shit out.
Everyone, I apologize to our sponsors.
Hey, you know another good one?
Queen Latifah's a listener of the show.
Pleased to meet you. Meet to please you.
Well, we talked about sponsors.
We're not going to get any now.
Let's take a very quick break to talk about one of our sponsors for this show, and that is...
Taco Bell.
The Mythical Podcast. I have listened to a few episodes of the show, and it's actually extremely interesting. It's a podcast that explores the dark and fantastical pages of beloved classics and obscure fairy tales and myths.
Oh, I bet there is some kind of creepy, dark stuff in there.
Yeah. So for more on the Mythical Podcast, listen to this really quick promo.
Hello, I'm the narrator, host of Mythical, the podcast that wanders the dark and fantastical pages of fairy tales and myths. In each episode, I read a dark and original fairy tale. Along with the story, I also add my own commentary on the side. I add sound effects to bring the story to life and give a little bit of history on how the tale may have changed over the years. You can find Mythical on all popular podcast apps. Have a magical day, and I'll see you soon.
All right, we're back, and we're going to move on from Queef Latina, God help us, and get back to the last interchangeable female celebrity with Ariana Grande. I'm not going to guess it, so just tell me.
Demi Lovato.
Oh, Demi Lovato. She had a drug something. Okay, what number is she?
She's number 1.
Jesus Christ.
I can't believe it. Demi Lovato is the most searched for Google trending person of 2018. Let me tell you, off the top of my head, what I knew about Demi Lovato. She used to be on a Disney show. Now she's a pop singer. That's the exact same thing I said about Ariana Grande. Oh, I said her concert in England was bombed. That was wrong. That was Ariana Grande. I said she looks 14 years old. That's correct, because I looked at her pictures. And then my guess about why she was trending is that she was sad about the concert bombing.
God.
Because I was all
sad about the concert.
Yeah, I had my wires crossed. She wasn't involved with that. So here's the facts.
Or maybe she wasn't involved. Maybe she was responsible. She's sick of being compared to Ariana Grande.
This chick looks exactly like me.
They don't look alike.
She looks 12. She stole my shtick. They don't look alike, but they both look underage. They both have dark hair. They're both pop stars singing songs that I don't care about. And I think guys drool all over them, even though they don't look mature. So yeah, that's why they get confused in my head. But here's the facts about Demi Lovato. She's 26 years old. She first starred on the show Barney, and then she was on some Disney shows. So I was right about that part. She has been open about her struggles with bipolar disorder addiction, eating disorders, and self-harm. She has a bunch of popular songs on the radio. I didn't write them down because I don't care about them.
Wow.
She has dated a Jonas brother.
Which one?
Joe. Fez from that 70s show. Fellow goes by the name of Wilmer Valderrama. And a couple different guys who fight in UFC.
She dated Steve Martin, right?
Yes, and also the elderly comedian and banjo player, Steve Martin.
Oh, I think John Candy, too?
He's deceased. That makes me sad. So do you want to guess? You already guessed, and you guessed right. You said she drugs.
So Brandon is one of two boys, and he has two boy children. Yeah. Your star host, Nick, has two sisters and 0 brothers.
Yeah.
And I also have a daughter.
You're less of a man, and I'm more of a man.
Right. So I say that to say that I do peripherally hear about some of this stuff, and I did know.
Yeah.
First, but I did hear about the drug, I think, overdose for Demi Lovato, and she had a song with Daddy Yankee.
That sounds so gross. There's a guy who calls himself Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, he's big right now.
Yuck.
Yeah,
Ooh, Daddy Yankee. That sounds like what Chris Farley says when he's peeking out the window in that motel in Tommy Boy and he's jerking off and gets busted. He says, Tommy Likey. Daddy Yankee.
Wow.
I'm looking up Daddy Yankee. Daddy Daddy Long Neck, Daddy Daycare, Daddy Long Legs, Daddy Yankee. Oh,
Daddy
this
Yankee.
is just a guy who works at Target. This is just a guy. He doesn't look like a daddy.
Well, he and Miss Lovato.
Does he have any kids?
I don't fucking know, Brandon.
Okay, sorry.
Jesus.
Oh, he's older than me. He could be a daddy.
All right, are you ready to come out of that?
He is a daddy. He has a daughter. Yep. The reason she is trending was an opioid overdose of oxycodone laced with fentanyl. And fentanyl, as we have come to learn on this podcast, and also the world, is the shit that killed Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and Michael Jackson and Demi Lovato, both listeners of the show. So shout out.
Yep. You got all the lady pop stars. Can I tell you who remains on here, broadly speaking? Like occupation-wise.
Okay.
Sure. So, remaining...
doctors or lawyers?
There's no doctors or lawyers. Actually, there is a lawyer on here.
Oh, I know who it is. It's Kathleen Zellner.
Who?
Damn it, is that not it? Oh, come on, I was so sure.
Who is that?
Kathleen Zellner, she is the attorney for Stephen Avery from Making a Murderer.
Oh, no, she's not on here.
You need to watch season 2, by the way.
Even bigger news. Number 9 on this list is...
Johnny Cochran.
Is a rapper.
Johnny Cochran.
No. Number 4...
Michael Jordan.
Number 4 on this list, I don't want to tell you his occupation because it'll give it away, but he's a tool. Number 3 on this list was once a lawyer, but has moved up the chain, has progressed in his career from lawyering. And number 2 on the list is a duchess.
I don't know the Duchess. Is that the lady that married Prince Henry, whatever?
Exactly correct. Wonderful guess. Number 2 on the list is Meghan Markle.
I'm so out of touch with that stuff, too.
Meghan Markle, off the top of my head, I knew that she married Prince Harry.
If you had said her name, just Meghan Markle, I would not have known who it was.
She sounds like someone from a tween book. Meghan Markle and the Adventures in 6th Grade.
She'd be the nerd, too.
Yeah, Markle is a nerd name. She's married to Prince Harry, who is the red-headed prince of England. She has been divorced before. I know that some people had their panties in a wad about that. And then my guess about why she was trending was it was something she said or wore. So let me tell you about Meghan Markle, the facts. The facts are that she is the Duchess of Sussex. That's her title, her royal title.
Well, how come she's not a princess?
It doesn't work like that because she's not of royal blood.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Prince William's wife, Kate, is the Duchess of something, too. Meghan Markle is 37 years young. She was an actress on the show Suits.
She was?
I guess.
Was that before or after?
Before. But this is one of the most interesting things in this whole list that I didn't know. Meghan Markle now Duchess of Sussex, met Prince Harry on a blind date. Isn't that interesting?
So wait, he's the prince.
Yes.
And he doesn't tell the person that he's the prince until he gets
Well, it's a blind date. I'm assuming they were probably set up by a third party.
Okay.
I would assume that Prince Harry he's met tons of celebrities and famous people and important people, and then he's also served in the military. So I think he's a pretty well-rounded dude. I don't think he would have been nervous to go on a blind date with just about anybody. My guess. I don't personally know Prince Harry, but this is my assumption based on what I've seen. Her, on the other hand, he's the prince of a country. Don't you think that's kind of rude or dangerous of her friend to set her up on a blind date with one of the most famous eligible bachelors in the world?
Why is that rude? I think that's a pleasant little surprise.
Doesn't he wear a suit of armor everywhere he goes and carries a sword and shit?
Yeah, and he carries the head of a dragon that he recently conquered.
I guess that she was trending because of something that she said or something she wore. Do you have a guess on what?
She had a baby, I think, didn't she?
No, that's the other Princess Kate has now had 2 babies. Meghan Markle has not produced a baby with the redheaded Harry. That's
probably why. She doesn't want to pass on the redhead gene. Sorry, it's cold facts.
So do you have another guess, or is that it?
She said something, probably meaning no ill will, but was taken controversy.
I thought it would be something like that too, but I forgot it was the marriage. They got married last year. I thought it was the year before. Yeah, it was just that they got married.
Boring.
So now you have 3 remaining: a rapper, a douche, and a lawyer who became a douche.
The lawyer? Do I know the lawyer?
He was hot news this summer.
But wait,
he was spoofed on Saturday Night Live by Matt Damon.
Wait, is the lawyer... So the lawyer is still a lawyer?
Well, he has passed the bar. He is...
Oh, he's the justice now, right?
Correct. Do you know his name?
The guy that Trump appointed.
Yeah, do you know his name?
God, Kavanaugh, yeah.
Number 3. He's number 3 on the list is Brett Kavanaugh. Now, I follow political news fairly closely, so I was familiar with him, and here are my notes on Brett Kavanaugh. I said, I'm familiar with him from the news this summer. He is like an 80s movie villain who grew up and got his way. It's like he's the villain who never met the Karate Kid and got his ass kicked, and then he just kept on being a villain and 80s bully all the way to the fucking Supreme Court.
I love that video of him like trying to get sympathy and explaining himself, and not an apology, but...
Yeah, I drink beer. I like beer. Beer's good. It makes me happy. I feel good about beer. Now, does that make me a rapist?
And he keeps like snorting and sniffing. Yeah.
I used to have a couple beers. I'd go working out at Tobin's house with PJ and Squee. So yeah, my trending guess... my guess about why he was trending was the Supreme Court confirmation hearings and allegations of sexual assault from 3 separate women. And it turns out I was right. He is now Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. His wiki page is extremely bland and boring. I have a feeling that all people involved in politics, and a lot of just famous people anyway, probably have people who periodically scour the internet, particularly Wikipedia, to clean up or remove things that they don't find favorable. So he reminded me of something, because I said he's like an 80s movie villain. Like that's when he grew up in the 80s, and he was a beer drinking frat boy, Ivy League butthole. Nick, have you seen the classic 80s movie, The Karate Kid?
I have.
So you're familiar with the bad guy in it, the blonde guy played by Billy Zabka, right?
I mean, it's been a hot minute, but I vaguely can see him in my head, yes.
You remember at the end, though, very end of the movie, they're in the karate tournament. He's going to kick Daniel's ass. It's the last point, but Daniel's been hurt. He goes up in this crane pose, and then when the fight begins, he does that little jump and kicks the villain, the 80s movie villain, Billy Zabka, right in the face, scores the winning point, and wins the tournament, right?
Okay.
They give him a trophy. They lift him over their heads. He French kisses his girlfriend. He French kisses Mr. Miyagi. And then Billy Zabka comes up and says, like, "You're all right, LaRusso." Which I don't get. He just kicked you in the face. Why do you give a shit? Here's what I remembered the other day. At the beginning of the tournament, the referee tells them that points to the face, or that a hit to the face will is a disqualifying move. So they acted like it was totally cool that he...
Why are you telling us all this right now?
I mean, why not? Yeah, that movie is a fucking lie.
No, I thought this was related to the Kavanaugh.
It is! That movie's a lie!
All this build-up for this, I'd feel ripped off.
This is a free podcast.
This is just you picking a 30-something-year bone with how the Karate Kid won.
Well, he cheated. That's how he won.
Wow.
He stayed focused on cheating. So that's Brett Kavanaugh, number 3.
God. So wait, so he got away scot-free with all those allegations against him, right?
Yes, despite what seemed to be very credible allegations and a disturbingly unhinged performance in front of Senate committees. No, he was confirmed anyway.
Bill Cosby.
No, he's not on here.
I thought he was fucking convicted. Why is that not front page news?
Listen, you got two males left on here, okay? One is just a huge douche.
What's his occupation?
He's on YouTube.
Oh, I know. It's that guy that filmed the dead body.
Yes.
What's his name?
His number 4 on the list is Logan Paul.
That's it.
This fucking asshole. Off the top of my head, I knew he was the YouTube dork who filmed the suicide forest in Japan. And I didn't see the video, but I've heard it. He shows deceased people's bodies. And everyone freaked out and told him how disgusting and exploitative that was. And he probably apologized and then just kept on doing stupid shit.
He's a millionaire from his YouTube videos.
And it's rage-inducing. I'm about to get to that. So he's only 23 years old. He's 23 years old. He's from Ohio. He now lives in Los Angeles. He has 23.5 million total subscribers across Facebook and YouTube.
Isn't it just a vlog, essentially? He has no point, right? Other than just bullshitting?
Oh! In doing research for this, now, look, I know that Demi Lovato and Ariana Grande and Cardi B I'm not the target audience for their music. But I can appreciate when someone has a good voice, or is a talented singer, or is a talented songwriter, even if it's not my bag. This dude is dog shit. This has to be 23.5 million children or people with brain damage. Because he is absolutely not entertaining. I watched his 3 most popular YouTube videos. The first one was a music video with quote-unquote comedic elements that I could not make it through. I made it through about 30 seconds, and I had to turn it off. The second most popular one was this jackass popping down into the splits at different places all over the world. Different sort of scenic locations all over the world. And it's just as boring and stupid as you would think. He's standing in front of...
How many views does it have?
Millions. It's millions. I didn't write that shit down, but I watched the whole thing, but after 10 or 15 seconds, I realized, like, this guy is doing a different version of something I saw a guy do for the first time more than 10 years ago. I saw a guy who was doing some traveling across the world and makes videos, and he danced. And he danced at different scenic locations to the same song, and then when he was done traveling, he edited it all together, and there's a really cool video of him dancing all over the world. This asshole ripped it off, and all he did was show off his sort of grossly athletic body, but head with Donald Trump wispy blonde hair, just doing the splits in front of people. And then the third video was him and a dwarf.
A little person?
Yes. And the whole video was making fun of the height difference between him and the little person. Look, I love offensive humor. I love stuff that, you shouldn't technically laugh at.
This podcast, Exhibit A.
Right. Stuff like people who have a physical difference can be funny if it's done in a way that's not exploitative, first of all. The first rule that this video broke was that it wasn't fucking funny. I mean, it's one thing to be stupid or exploitative and offensive, but also be like, yeah, it's hard to be mad because it is funny. But it was every joke I'd ever seen on there was old 20 or 30 years ago. that just backs up
what's old is new again, Brandon.
exactly to 12-year-olds. So this dude is propped up by a bunch of children who don't know any better.
Well, you're making assumptions. We don't know that it's children.
I'm positive.
I remember YouTube removed him. They must have added him back.
Yeah, they loved all that money. He got me fired up because he's...
Had you really heard of this guy before this?
Yeah, I
research?
saw... Yeah, that shit about him in that suicide forest went viral. And I saw his image and knew his name from that time. He has the same haircut as Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber. Wispy, weird, blonde...
Well, he's like quintessential douche type.
Yeah, he's just an idiot. So, yeah, he's number 4 on the list, and there's one left. It's number 9. This guy is a rapper, and I had never heard his name before. Although I told my wife about this list and said his name, and she was like, yeah, of course. Everybody knows who he is. And I never heard his name, never heard of any of his songs. So I'm guessing that your knowledge of him is similar to mine.
The Weeknd.
No, but I'm kind of surprised. That's a good guess.
Post Malone.
No, but I love where you're going with this. Try saying some of those names of guys that I know you don't know who they are.
Yeah, I couldn't pick either of those guys out.
No, this guy has, you know how superhero names have alliteration, like Peter Parker or Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
This rapper's name has alliteration. It's 2 R's.
Ronald Reagan?
It's a fella goes by the name of Rick Ross. Have you ever in your life heard of Rick Ross?
No, I don't know who that is.
I didn't either. He is the 9th most popular trending person on Google in the United States the year 2018. My notes for him says, no idea, but I'm going to guess he's a pop or rap star. And my guess about why he's trending is I just guess he did or said something stupid.
And rap kind of dominates the list.
Yeah. Let's learn about Rick Ross. His Christian name is William Leonard Roberts II. He's 42 years old. He's a rapper and record executive. He also owns several Wingstop locations, which caught my eye. He has good taste in inexpensive wing chains.
Sure.
He's been in a lot of trouble with the law. He got in trouble because he had some lyrics that appeared to condone date rape. And he said that the lyrics were not condoning date rape, but I read the lyrics. And they did condone date rape. Would you like to hear those lyrics? Let me look them up.
I'd love to. But can you sing the lyrics? Or, excuse me, rap the lyrics?
No, they're too short. I don't know the context or the flow behind these lyrics. But I do want to...
The flow.
Okay, so this is in the controversy section of Wikipedia. We should just change the name of this podcast to... I wasn't sure about it, so I looked it up on Wikipedia. In a line on rapper Rocco's song UOENO... Rick Ross raps the line, put Molly all in her champagne, she ain't even know it. Took her home, and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. Yeah. A petition containing 72,000 signatures was presented to Reebok, demanding they drop Ross as a spokesman for those lyrics, which appeared to condone date rape. And I would strongly agree with putting Molly...
What is his defense to that?
If putting Molly in a woman's champagne without her knowing it and then taking her home and enjoying her and she doesn't know it is almost the textbook definition of what it means to date rape. He has apologized for the lyrics, claiming they weren't about rape.
Okay.
Listen to this, though. He was dropped by Reebok on April 11th, 2013. Here we are 5 years later, and you've never even heard his name before. And I hadn't either.
Wait, so why is he in the news this year, or in 2018?
I'm about to tell you that. The guy who had that song that he was on dropped Rick Ross's verse in order to get that song on the radio. So Rick Ross, I don't know you, hadn't heard of you until a few days ago, but I think you're a little bit of a piece of shit for that. So I guess that he had done or said something stupid, which you would think by the controversy I just read that was fairly likely, but no.
No, because I'm reading here now that he's a Christian.
So he fixed it all? Okay, so he's forgiven. We also have to forgive. He prays. Oh, I just read this. He prays every time before he goes on stage to perform the song in which he talks about a date raping.
Condones date rape.
Yeah, so anyway, the reason he trended last year was he was hospitalized for a possible heart attack. But he didn't die. So I'm like, why the hell? I'd never heard of this guy. Except for the Wingstop thing, I don't give a shit about him. I am kind of like, are you going to open... I was about to say you're going to open a Wingstop closer to me. There's one like a mile and a half away, and it's still not close enough. Are you going to buy the house next door to me and have it rezoned into Wingstop? That's it. That's the last of the list.
You mentioned that his controversial verse was in someone else's song. How do you feel about this super popular trend these days?
I know you hate this.
Of
featuring.
Yeah, featuring. Every single song now, every song on the radio, I bet, is featuring somebody.
Do you want to know my cynical guess at the reason for that?
It's an easy way to get credit and money?
Yeah, because it's an easy way for artists and record labels to pull in more money off songs that they know are cranked out by quote-unquote hit machines that are most of the time lacking in creativity, are lacking in heart, soul, like whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it. When you were a kid or a young adult.
Which was more recently than when you were a kid or young adult.
Yeah. Did you ever purchase soundtrack albums for a movie that you were into?
I don't think I ever did, actually.
It is something a lot of, like I did a lot of when I was younger. I liked the movie, I liked the music in it or something. I get the soundtrack. And there are a lot of soundtracks, especially for movies produced in the 90s, when they were just throwing a soundtrack together. They would say that the music from and inspired by the movie Godzilla. And I was always like, are you telling me that Green Day was in the studio and someone said, hey guys, there's a new Godzilla movie coming out. Do you want to see it? And Billy Joe Armstrong and the other two Green Day guys said, yeah, can't wait. Show me the Godzilla movie. And after the Godzilla movie was over, they were like, oh my God, I'm so inspired. Let's get to the studio right now. I've got something I got to get out of me.
The last Godzilla was pretty good.
Well, not the one in the 90s. But I always wondered, like, that inspired by shit. Songs inspired by a shitty movie. And it's all like record label, big corporation ways of squeezing more money out of artists or people who can crank out a shitty single.
How dare you question the artistic integrity of Rick Ross?
Rick Ross, the prolific date raper?
Oh my God, that list is frustrating. I don't like
Let's go through this list again, and I'm going to...
Before you do, we got to take one more quick break. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hold that thought in your head long enough for me to tell you about the Rabbit Hole Motel podcast? I love this because we were talking about rabbit holes.
Talking about rapper holes.
Chasing down rappers down rabbit holes. So the Rabbit Hole Motel, it's a comedy podcast that tells strange, true tales about unusual phenomenon, odd science, and the people behind those stories.
I dig it.
Yeah, here's the promo for the Rabbit Hole Motel podcast.
I'm Rosie.
And I'm Derek. Welcome to Rabbit Hole Motel.
You can check out anytime you like, but I can never leave.
And I can just sort of come and go, whatever.
Each week, we open a new room to discover strange true tales and mysteries from history, science, and the fringe.
And myself and a guest will get sucked into and explore alternate realities. So long, New Jersey. Enjoy your time in the center of the earth.
The conspiracy owes you a living.
Well, that's way better than an Amazon Prime membership.
To all the world, I declare the earth is hollow and habitable within. At a restaurant, she bends a fork with her mind. She does it, y'all.
Come for an extended stay at rabbitholemotel.com or wherever fine podcasts are served.
Enjoy your stay.
That's the Rabbit Hole Motel podcast. You can listen to them wherever you're listening to us right now.
Your ears.
You're about to go through the top 10 again. Let's do that.
Let's do this. We'll go through the top 10, and in one word, I'll give you my opinion of that person, and in one word, you give me your opinion. Number 10 was Cardi B. I'm going to give her one word. I'm going to say cute.
I'm going to say who?
Number 9, Rick Ross. I'm going to say asshole.
I'm going to say asshole.
Number 8, Ariana Grande. Babyface.
Trolls.
Number 7, Urban Meyer. Scandal.
Who?
Number 6, Eminem. Can I say a hyphenated word?
Sure.
Penis baby.
Do you want to talk about the penis baby again?
No.
Okay, my word is 2 words, and it's peanut butter, as in peanut butter is the best type of M&M candy.
I agree. Number 5, Khloe Kardashian. Husky.
Wow. Are you sure you want to go with that?
I don't like these ladies. I don't think they're good for the world. I think they have bad attitudes. I think they're not talented. But
I'll bet there's ladies listening to us right now that are larger than Khloe Kardashian.
You're right. That wasn't very nice. It's, you know what it is? What it is? It's that they are the ones who are super obsessed with their bodies. They're the ones who are constantly photoshopping and tweaking the pictures that they put out there that bother other people. So I'm going to call her just idiot. Idiot.
I'm going to say undeserving, as in undeserving of
attention, love,
fame, fortune, attention. I won't comment on if she's undeserving of love, because that's a little harsh. Don't know her. But all the other stuff, I stand by.
Logan Paul was number 4. Dork. Dork is the word I've chosen.
Poor judgment.
It's not one word, but I agree. Poor judgment. I don't think there was any judgment involved at all. Speaking of judgment, number 3, Brett Kavanaugh.
Beer.
The word I'm going to use to describe him is nerds. Yeah. Number 2, Meghan Markle. I'll also use the, I use the word cute. I mean, she seems...
You're such a fucking pig. You are a pig.
She seems nice. She seems like a nice person.
I'll say wholesome.
Yeah, that's a good word. I'm going to say refreshing.
Okay.
And number 1 on the list was Demi Lovato.
Daddy Yankee.
I'll say fentanyl.
Real quick, give me your top, rank these quickly, from last place to first place in terms of who you'd want to spend a cross-country road trip in the car with.
Last place is Rick Ross. He can get bent. Next up would be Logan Paul. I don't care anything about what he has to say.
You value Khloe Kardashian's opinion even more. That's interesting.
I think if I was driving cross-country with Khloe Kardashian, that we could probably get along.
And you're stopping at every Wendy's that whole drive.
She keeps telling me, hey, there's a Wendy's up here.
And I don't mean that toward Khloe. I mean any of these people. The scenario is that you're driving cross-country, and anytime, every and anytime, there is a Wendy's off the highway.
She's like, hey, can we stop?
Yeah, you
gotta stop. I'll throw a fit if we don't stop.
I don't care if it's 3 Wendy's in 10 minutes, you're stopping every time.
That would wear out her welcome. But I do think on a person-to-person level, we're the same age, I think. No, she's a little bit younger than me, but we're close in age. Probably listen to like a Spotify playlist for a good part of the time and enjoy the songs on it together.
Are you talking about with Khloe?
Yeah. I think what she has to offer the world, the greater world and society and culture is crap. But what she probably has to offer me in terms of just talking to a person on a road trip is more than that. I can give her that.
I noticed Brett Kavanaugh is high on your list.
No. Well, yeah, hold on. He's higher than them. So I
hate all these people. I
scratched off Logan Paul. Next up would be Brett Kavanaugh, because it would be interesting to ask him law-related questions. Although
every one of his answers is basically just going to be,
why do you even want to know, man? This guy's just attacking me. I kept a calendar that said I was a good boy all summer. So then Brett Kavanaugh.
I know who your number 1 is, by the way.
Huh?
I know who it is. I know who your number 1 is.
Well, don't say it yet. So then I'm just going to lump Cardi B and Ariana Grande and Demi Lovato. Basically all different versions is the same. Well, Cardi B would be the top of that because there used to be a stripper part. Then I'm going to ride with Urban Meyer because I have a lot of football questions. And then I'm going to take Khloe Kardashian. So I got 2 left. Then I take Meghan Markle.
God, you're so predictable. Eminem, just because you like his music doesn't mean he'd be...
I'm not a big fan of his music.
Doesn't mean he'd be super compatible with you, of all people, in a cross-country road trip where every stop at a Wendy's is happening, prolonging the trip.
Well, first of all, the second time he has to stop at a Wendy's, I would show him that picture where they said he was turning into a real Eminem. We nip that in the bud right there. But he has been a multimillionaire.
All these people have.
I know, but he has been a multimillionaire and at the top of the music industry for 20 years now. And I bet the stories he has, the people he's met, I bet he's got, and I think he also has a good sense of humor.
But don't you think Meghan Markle would just be pleasant to talk to?
Yeah, I do. That's why she's second on the list.
All right.
Behind the person that I think would have more interesting stories.
This list sucks.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Do you have anything else to say on this list?
So long, 2018. Smell you later, you piece of shit.
All right, we got some other business to take care of real quick. You have a minute?
Yeah, sure.
We got 2 things to do. We're going to read iTunes reviews.
I like those.
Okay, let's do that first. All right, this one comes from...
Rick Ross.
This one comes from Giselle F. 1121.
Okay.
Truly one of a kind. Comedy mixed with intriguing topics, you can't go wrong. Normally not into these kind of podcasts. Red flag.
I'm just not that kind of girl.
But this is one that's def on my list. Hell yeah. Thank you, Giselle.
Def is short for definitely. I learned that when I was looking up Ariana Grande and Demi Lovato. It's something the kids say.
Please stop. I got one more here from Funnybone9122. The title for this one, this review is, quote, a podcast.
How would you describe this podcast? It's a podcast.
He or she, you assume his gender?
What was the name again?
Funnybone.
Thinking of boner. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so a podcast is his heading for his review. And then his review states...
You said his.
His review states, and I quote, "This is a podcast you may or may not want to listen to. Hashtag hell of an ass." End quote.
You might. Maybe not.
Hey, he gave us 5 stars, though. So, you bunch of fucking savages out there, if you leave us a review on iTunes...
Are you just talking about Fred and Ben?
Yeah. I'm talking to Fred and Ben exclusively. Leave us a review on iTunes. Rate us 5 stars. We will read your review no matter what it says about Brandon. We'll read it. All you gotta do is on your phone, if you have an iPhone, there's an Apple Podcast app that's on your phone already. You just go into it, click it. Even if you've never opened it before, you can go there, search for 10ish Podcast, rate us 5 stars, write a review. It takes you 1 minute or less, and we will read it. So the last thing I want to do during our time together, sweet, sweet sidekick host Brandon, is remind people that the episode they're listening to now is episode 23. And coming up in 2 short weeks is episode 25, and that is a special Q&A edition of the 10ish Podcast, which means you can tweet us, you can put up a post for us on Facebook, you can send us a message on Instagram, you can follow us on all 3 of those places at 10ish Pod, and you could ask us anything in the world. It can be funny, it can be serious, it can be deep, it can be
nasty,
ridiculous, it can be gross, it can be sexy, it can be controversial, it could be about our show, it could be not about our show. We will answer literally everything that is submitted. So go ask us a question at 10ish Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Do it now. Whew.
We did it.
I'd make a hell of a radio show host, right? All right. Do you want to talk about penis babies some more?
Yeah, Rick Ross, I hope you have a penis baby, you dickhead.
It's a miracle of childbirth. And then after the penis baby, you just take some Advil and go home. No big deal.
Slip a Molly into your champagne and roll on home.
You don't need to sit in the hospital for days for attention.
Does a Molly make you black out or forget what you're doing?
I don't know. All I know is that when you pop a Molly, you're sweating. Woo!
You got to stay hydrated. Yeah. Is Molly ecstasy?
Do you know how unhip you're making us sound right now?
Well, I don't. Is it?
I don't. I think so.
I'm not that fucking old, but...
No, you are. He's old.
When I was younger and I heard people talking about it, they said it was ecstasy. And now I think it's just the same thing, but it's Molly. Are you looking it up?
No, because I'm on my work computer. I don't want them to think I'm a drug addict.
Well, you could just look up Molly and maybe
Can't do it.
I was trying to find my cousin Molly.
Can't do it.
Somebody...
I'm signing us off here.
Somebody give us a review and let us know if ecstasy and Molly are the same thing.
Yeah, put that in the review after rating us 5 stars. This has been the 10ish Podcast, your favorite podcast. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. We'll be back next week with a whole new topic, whole new top 10ish list. Brandon, It's been
a podcast.
It's been something. Yeah, it's been a podcast. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
We'd like to thank Kevin MacLeod for his song Hackbeat, which we found on incompetech.com for the official 10ish Podcast theme.